Okay, hello. We're going to do a pro peel. It's a progressive custom peel that has 4 steps. And this is Danica, who is wonderful.
Hello.
And do you want to tell a little history of how you came to us and why?
Yeah, so it's been, I want to say almost exactly 3 years ago now. I had just moved to Los Angeles and I had just graduated college as well and had really bad adult acne, especially on my cheek region where you still see a little bit of scarring. And I had been trying everything for years to get rid of it, especially because I never had acne growing up. It was very frustrating. And so that's when I met another one of Jen's clients, who's an amazing hairstylist, Melissa. And she recommended me to Jen, who, once I started seeing Jen, we just started, we basically just started planning regular treatments, half treatments and the sort. But it was amazing to see how my skin was able to slowly peel off these layers that held so much. You explained it so well the first time I met you, and I always try and re-explain
Well,
that.
the first time somebody comes in, we do a whole consultation. It takes about an hour, and we're doing the treatment during, but everybody's skin's so different, so it's hard for me to explain exactly what it was that she was going through, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
But, you know, acne for the most part is the skin is just thicker, and the breakouts are underneath the surface, and you need topical home care and in-clinic procedures to clear it up. So she's clear now, and you can see for the most part, she gets an occasional breakout, but now it's just scarring.
Yeah.
And so we want to work on texture and discoloration, and that's why we chose to do the Pro Peel today. So this is your 3rd Pro Peel?
Yeah, I've done a few pro peels, and each time I've had great results.
Yeah, so what we'll do eventually is I'll post just the photo of what her skin looked like initially so that you can see the progression. Okay, so what I'm doing, I just cleansed her, and I'm wiping her down with alcohol. Also reminds me, it has a smell, so here if you need the fan.
It's very strong.
You got it?
Yeah.
More than anything, it's just a degreaser, because when I put the acid on her skin, it will work better and get in deeper.
Very cooling too.
What is?
This alcohol.
Oh, good. Okay, go ahead and take her out some for a sec. Yeah, just to wipe her down. Okay, so brief description, and then we'll get into other stuff. There's 4 different acids. The first one, right here, is a modified resorcinol Gessner solution, which is just kind of a fancy term for, hey, this is a type of acid. This one is a mild TCA with a very also light salicylic. Salicylic is tree bark. This is a stronger TCA with salicylic. And this is a vitamin A to blend it all together. Vitamin A is known for, it's more of an anti-aging acid that stimulates new cells to grow while detaching and ungluing superficial dead skin. And the reason there's 4 different stages in this is we do a couple coats of the first one, see how she does, do a couple coats of the second one, see how she does. If she's blanching and I could tell it's affecting her, I won't go to the 3rd one. Or if it hasn't been enough, I'll go to the 3rd one. So each person is very different, and that's what it is. Is your fan on?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Sounds
so
strong.
this is the first coat of the modified Gessner solution, non-resorcinol Gessner solution.
Do most people tell you, or ask, or I guess not ask you, but tell you when they're done? In the sense, like, it's becoming uncomfortable for them?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always checking in, like, how does that feel? Where do you feel it?
Yeah.
Can you explain, like, what are you feeling right now?
Right now, with the first layer, I definitely feel a tingling sensation.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a handful of treatments from you by now, so I think my skin's used to a little bit of a peel action,
Mm-hmm.
but I do know that once we go deeper, it starts to gradually, with each time, feel a little bit of a stronger burn.
I should also mention this peel will take about 5 to 6 days to fully come off. There is downtime to this peel. It's a medium strength peel to heavy peel. And oops, I'm sorry.
You're good.
The more she medicates prior to getting this peel, the better the peel takes. It's almost like jump starting it, prepping the skin.
And then, is your skin supposed to peel off in sheets, or is it better if it peels off smaller bits?
It's a good question because there's no supposed to.
Okay.
It's whatever your skin does. There's no guarantee, and that's really important too. There's no guarantees of how the skin will peel. So for instance, you'll notice I keep kind of dipping back in. I'm doing a super light thin coat all over, but then I'm going to hit it harder here and here. And so to answer your question a little bit better, my goal for you specifically is to have this area peel off deeper and more in sheets than anywhere else on your face, because that's where the scarring lies deeper, if that makes sense. And so her prep at home will be, she'll also hit her cheeks a little harder with her home care products so that this takes deeper as well.
So are we on to the second acid right now, or are we still on the first?
We are on the second acid.
It smells different.
Yes. And actually I'm doing the second. I just did one coat of the first because I know your skin really well and I'm playing with it a little bit. This is a mild TCA, which is trichloric acid, mixed with salicylic acid as well. And I know her skin can handle going up quicker in the stages just because I've worked with her more. What did you ask me? Oh, second, yes, this is the second one.
So this one, it's interesting. I feel my eyebrows are kind of itchy. Is that normal?
Yeah, I mean, it's acid.
When
It's
it's
burning.
burning?
Yeah, here. I itch it for you.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's interesting. I feel it. I feel like a lot in my forehead. Is it because the skin is thinner?
The skin is actually thicker on the forehead. You'll notice I'm rubbing it in more here. So in general, the forehead and the sides of the face are thicker than the inside of the face. And so I can go crazy doing tons of coats of acid here, and it still won't peel as much as the insides of her face, just because the skin is naturally thinner, which is why I'm doing a lot more on the outside, because I want that to move more.
Okay.
So you might feel it more here. You won't get nearly as much peeling anyway. It's just
That's
you feel it,
interesting.
but the skin is thicker and just won't take as much. It's just generally how it is. It's not always the case, but for the most part.
Are people scared of this treatment?
Can be. It's a
So
pretty
that's intensive.
it's a pretty intense treatment. I love this treatment. It's fun. I should probably also mention, so obviously for her, she's dealing with more scarring at this point. She's barely breaking out, and it's more hyperpigmentation, which is more discoloration, sun damage, scarring from previous acne. And that's why I'm going to rub it in here a little bit better. You can see she's already starting to blanch just a tiny bit. It's like a whitish, not much yet, but just a tiny bit. That's an indication to me like, oh, it's taking there. And that's because I'm really working it in. But this peel also works for fine lines and wrinkles. The more dead skin you slough off, the less depth something has. And that's the whole idea of this. We're peeling off discoloration. We're peeling off the skin so these scars aren't as deep. It's kind of a pet peeve for me when I go to dermatologist's office or hear about marketing and they're like, yeah, we'll get rid of your wrinkles. They're not getting rid of wrinkles, they're getting rid of skin. So the appearance, it's just semantics, but I don't know, I'm really type A in particular about that stuff. So, all right, I'm gonna go on to the third. Go ahead.
So
This is third. This is, I'm gonna jump. This is a deeper, more potent TCA and salicylic.
the scent is definitely stronger.
Yeah, I can smell it too. She's probably, it goes from, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it goes from needle prickly to heat.
Yeah, this is starting to be a little bit more of a burn.
Yeah, so she's probably feeling, it's almost like you've been, I mean, just because I've had it done a few times, it's almost like you're sitting in the sun burning a little bit.
It's a good way to
More
put
than
it.
anything, it's just heat.
But it's not
It's not pain.
excruciating, no. It's more just like a,
Oh, jeez, I did it again.
it's okay.
Sorry.
Okay. It's more just that burning tingle.
And she's holding onto a fan so she gets fresh air and it's cooling it down.
Yeah, this fan makes it a huge difference.
So where do you feel it the most? Or is it kind of an all over heat at this point?
It's pretty all over the place. My nose is feeling it a lot, actually.
On the top?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I feel it quite a bit here and the forehead. So
Yeah,
I can
it's all
tell.
over.
Yeah, basically.
You'll notice too when I did the peel, I did not put it anywhere around here. I did once or a couple times around there, but you'll notice she actually will take pictures of the peeling process,
Okay.
and I'll post those too.
Yeah.
She's going to peel the most around her mouth, even though I barely put it there, just because the skin is thinner. And you'll see when I get to the fourth and final coat, it's going to be a vitamin A, and that's going to go all over and a little bit closer to her eyes, a little bit closer. And the reason I do that, and I'll explain when I do it too, but I'm trying to blend her skin. So to give an example, yes, she has more scarring and discoloration here, but if I only do this section of acid, which a lot of people will ask me, can you just do this because the rest of my skin's fine? Her skin, if I only do it here, will look different than the skin here. Will look different than the skin here. I'm trying to make her skin even. So I'll do a light thin coat all over, but hit this harder, if that makes sense. Similar when I do that vitamin A, because it's a slower processing acid, it's not as sharp. Vitamin A won't burn as much as this will. So the vitamin A can go just slightly closer and it will blend it better. And I'll explain that again when I do the vitamin A, but yeah. I'm gonna work it in a little bit more here, okay?
Perfect. Now let's get it out of there.
Actually, if you take the camera over on this side, you see a couple spots are blanching, where it's little white freckly things. So blanching means it's like turning white. So the top layers of your skin is the dermal tissue, epidermal tissue. This is the dermal tissue. When they separate, it turns whitish, and that's an indication to me that's where the skin is going to peel. Fourth and final acid.
Ooh, let's do it.
How's it feeling before I do this? How's it feeling?
It feels tingly. It doesn't hurt at all. It's weird. It's like it feels hot, but it also feels cold. It feels like my face is just radiating heat off of it. But it doesn't hurt at all. And I feel it all over.
Okay, you'll see this. You can actually see this acid because it has a yellow tint to it, which is kind of cool and makes things easier. But you'll see I'm going a little closer just so when she peels, it blends. Go ahead and tuck it in for a sec. Thank you. When we're done, which is very soon, we leave this on. We leave it on for 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
So what time is it now? It's almost 3 o'clock. You can also leave it on till you go to bed.
Yeah, probably will. I have nothing else to do.
And we'll talk about home care in another video. Because again, it's very personalized. So what I choose to recommend for Danica post-care is going to be different than what I'd recommend to other people based on what she's currently using and her needs and wants. But the most important thing is no one can wash their face or put product on within the first 3 to 4 hours, even if it's sunscreen, because it dilutes the acid. Water will neutralize it, so you want to keep it potent.
Yeah. Is that so it can just go deeper and deeper in?
If she's to leave it on for 4 hours or more, or does it go deeper and deeper past the 4?
It will just stop working.
A life of 4 hours.
Yeah. I think we're done. So this particular one, this coat, did you feel anything?
At first I felt something, but it kind of melted away quickly. I just feel that same sort of tingly sensation still.
Okay. So she has the fan. She'll cool off, get some fresh air. And this is where I usually talk about post-home care. I usually recommend about a week and a half to 2 weeks later, maybe a week and a half is better, to do a post, almost like an anti-aging treatment or dermal infusion treatment, because her skin, again, because she'll peel the most here, this is good actually, day 2 is usually when people start to peel, and it'll start to peel around here. Then day 3, day 4, and day 5. It's kind of the progression of it. And by a week and a half later, she's going to have little remnants of dead skin, and so that's a good time to come in to remove all that dead skin. So I always recommend a treatment about a week and a half after the pro-peel. I also recommend coming in for a half treatment at least 1 to 2 weeks before, so she can get a really solid cleaning and get pre-conditioning home care. I usually recommend that 2 to 4 weeks because you have to condition your skin for a long period of time if you want the best results possible. I'm just super type A, and I feel like if you're going to spend the money and you're going to have the downtime of this peel, you want the best results. So the sooner we get in contact with you to go over home care, the better. What else am I not hitting on? What else can I tell you? Anything else?
I feel like that's it. I mean, I feel like trusting the process and.
Oh yeah, yes, sure. You can share your part of it.
I feel like a big part of what has helped me actually clear my acne is understanding that patience is number one, and that it won't be cured with just seeing Jen once or anyone at Corrective Skincare once. It's about maintaining, being consistent, and not just in your treatments, but also in your products and your self-treatments. If I weren't good about washing my face morning and night, making sure I followed the routine that Jen or any of the other estheticians give me, because that's, I think, vital to why my skin actually cleared up, and also seeking out how to, where my acne was coming from other areas in my life, so seeking out therapy and finding a good, just regular doctor, I think also helps reinforce everything else, so. Yeah, it's been a journey, and I'm so grateful for my skin now.
Just thought I'd jump on what she had just said about like trusting the process. I had really bad acne going into this. When I was 14, 15 years old, so I had a lot of history learning how this all works, and it really is just trusting the process, because you don't break out, you don't have acne in one day. It takes time to clear what has taken time to show up to begin with. And the most important thing is communication. So if you don't get it, and if it's not even with me, if it's with anyone, and you're seeking advice or counsel on getting clear, the most communication you can give, the better, because there are so many variables into why somebody breaks out or why somebody doesn't clear. It could be genetics, it could be stress, it could be hormones, it could be climate, it could be, are you not washing your hair enough and sleeping on it? Are you eating too much salt? I mean, there's so many different things, and so I'd rather go through everything and talk a lot. And again, for everybody, it's different. So
I definitely think that's been one of the most helpful parts for me here is having someone, having you, because you're the one I mostly see, having someone to talk to who answers my questions in a very sincere way and who I can feel comfortable being honest with in ways that are outside of just your typical questions about skin.
yeah,
that's very
and you
helpful.
can tell it's very different than a regular facial place.
Definitely. That's
yeah, we like fixing things and making things better. So anyway, that's it. That's our stuff.
Thanks, Jen.
Thank you.